On this week's show, wrapping up E3, a Disney Infinity tournament, and honoring the Toy Box mentors. All this and more in episode 94 of the Inside Infinity podcast.
Do you like Disney? Of course you do. I bet you like Disney even outside of Infinity. Well, if you like Disney as much as we do, you should head on over to MediaMeltdownPodcast.com. Check out the Mousecast over there. They speak all things Disney, Disney parks, Disney news, Disney movies, all things Disney, and it's co-hosted by the one and only Stephen Krellin, friend of the show, friend of mine, Stephen. So if you like Disney like we like Disney, head over to MediaMeltdownPodcast.com and look for the Mousecast.
What's up, everybody? This is Johnny V, and you are listening to the Inside Infinity podcast. Their bench is deep, bro.
Whoa, that's not Jason. Hello everyone, welcome to Inside Infinity episode number 94, recorded June 22nd, 2015. I'm one of your two hosts this evening, Will Kelly. Joining me as always is Mr. Jason Haynes. Jason, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Very good after a disastrous computer crash last night, and I've literally just reinstalled as we speak before the show to get on the podcast in high definition.
Yes, I was impressed. We were kind of like not the best angle before, so I'm glad we got things taken care of. You look good. You look great in all your HD glory, so glad you figured that out. Before we get started with the show, I'd like to mention the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. That's DisneyInfinityFans.com, your number one forum for all things Disney Infinity. If you like chatting rumors, news, toy box building, you should check out DisneyInfinityFans.com. It's a great community over there. Like to welcome everyone who's joining us on live chat tonight. We got a lot of new faces in there, Jason. It's great seeing these new faces that are joining us live for the first time. We have Arkmel, welcome. Blakestorm Rocks, I probably butchered that. I apologize. BWQ, good seeing you again. CC Runner, what's up, buddy? Disney Infinity Fun. Dragon Skull, haven't seen you in a while. Daniel. Filtered Reality is a new listener. JB is back. We got Kriv, King Lupa, the one and only Pirate Stephen, Romulus, Baroness, and Maxi Geek, who is going to be our special guest on the roundtable this week. I'd like to welcome everyone. I didn't mention everyone, but we do appreciate each and every one of you being here. You can follow along with us each Monday evening, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Just head over to twitch.tv/DisneyInfinityTV. There you can watch this show and all of our live streams live. I guess they wouldn't be called live streams if they weren't live, would they, Jason?
Probably not. That's very intelligent of you.
Thanks. So at the top of the show, I mentioned our good friend Stephen Krellin. He is teaming up with us out of the kindness of his heart to do a content
with us. And so what's going to happen here is DITV is almost at 2,000 followers on Instagram. That's quite a bit, Jason. We have 1,900 right now, and once we get 200, Steve C has decided to donate a starter pack, a 3.0 playset. Oh, excuse me, not the starter pack, but a 3.0 playset as a prize. And we're going to announce the winner 24 hours after we hit 2,000. And the requirements for you to be eligible for this contest, you have to follow us, which you probably already are. You have to follow Media Meltdown Mousecast. We mentioned them at the top of the show. That's at Media Meltdown Mousecast. And you have to tell your friends. That last one you don't really have to do, but we'd appreciate it if you did do that. So yeah, that's coming up real soon, Jason. We hit 1,900 just
over the weekend, and we're excited to get that underway. Jason also wanted to mention that we have a few new videos up that Caesar took for us at E3 last week. They've been making quite the buzz on our YouTube channel. First up was an Olaf special power show off. So a very brief clip. I think it's only like 15 seconds that shows off Olaf in the sun. It's a special power, which is pretty awesome. Also showing off the Toy Box Hub, something we've discussed at length. Did you have a chance to take a look at that video yet, Jason?
Yes, all really cool stuff. Just can't wait to get my hands on it, though. Sick of seeing it, aren't you? Just give it to me already.
I know. Every new bit we see, it gets harder and harder to wait. The last up was farming, something that Lim was really excited about. So we got to see a little bit of what farming is going to look like in the toy box and what the different hats do for the farmers. So if you're interested in any one of those things, as well as E3 booth tour, then check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DisneyInfinityTV. Also, not really our stuff, but there was a lot of great video content, Jason, over at E3 with some friends of ours. Both InfinityInquirer.com and DizKingdom.com has a lot of great E3 videos as well. So we just wanted to give them a shout out and make sure you head over to their respective sites and YouTube channels to watch those videos. That, Jason, let's go and get on with the news. The first item is something kind of new and interesting. Caught wind of it today. And it is, as I bring it up on camera here, there's going to be a Disney Infinity tournament. What on earth is this? You know what this is, Jason? Have you
read the post? It sounds interesting. So three points of entry that you can compete to. My computer's talking to me. Haven't yet turned off sounds. Yeah, 3 places you can attend, and I think I read something. You may have to correct me if you have more knowledge. Like 16 entries per location. First of which is going to be at Comic-Con, I believe.
Yeah, looking for 16 contestants at the first leg of the tournament, which is, yes, at Comic-Con in San Diego. It's going to be happening on July 10th. And you have to submit a video of 1 minute or less telling people why you are the ultimate Disney Infinity super fan.
All right, Will, let me script this for you. I'm the ultimate Disney Infinity fan because I've podcasted for 2 years once a week.
This is true. Are you going to be in San Diego on July 10th?
I am not, so therefore...
Well, yeah, so that is the requirement. There's going to be 3 legs of this. San Diego Comic-Con is the first, and it's going to culminate on a 3-night Disney Dream cruise. So you get to check out the new, and that's the part I would have thought that you would have just been really excited about, knowing how much you are a Disney Cruise Line fan. And which is going to be awesome, and it's cool that they're doing this. I'm a little confused by it, honestly. I don't know who it's really targeting. I think it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'm not having issues with it. I think this is something outside of the summit, and this is something that might open up the door to people that may not be as apt in the toy box, as well as, you know, just getting Disney Infinity out there.
Kingdom Keeper Parker in the chat, I think, has got it right. I think he's saying the final competition is going to be on the Disney Channel. I can't remember particularly reading that, but you know what a great, although it'd be false promotion if they're going to promote. Here's this Disney Infinity comp, and it's all 30-year-olds. In the kids section of the Disney cruise. Like, I don't know whether you want to promote that fact, because technically you're not supposed to be in there unless you're below a certain age. So, nonetheless,
yeah,
I think it'll be a good promotion opportunity to demo the Star Wars Disney Infinity version on the Disney Dream.
Totally. So what you have to do is you have to tell them your name. You have to tell them what you love most about Disney Infinity. You have to tell them what your favorite toy box ever was and why, and then what your favorite Disney Infinity figure is and why, which is kind of cool. It's not only, you know, just talking about the game, but it's also talking about what makes the game so amazing. So. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can see I had it in place beforehand. The second leg's going to be at D23, so also in Cali.
Well, you'll be there.
I will be there. I don't get the leg thing, though. Like, you have to submit a video, so why are there physical locations? I don't know.
No, he sent the video just to have the opportunity to compete. Like, you're selected out of the videos. You are selected of one of the 16 to compete in that leg.
You are so smart. You're so smart. Cool. Yeah. I think you're right on, Jason. So here's the deal. This info is going to be in the show notes of this episode. So if you're interested, check it out. It's the news is at infinity.disney.com and then under the community section. So if you want to enter, and we would highly suggest anyone that can make it to those events, enter. You're obviously huge Disney fans because you're sitting here listening to us
or watching us, and so you absolutely should check it out. I just think it's something cool, something different they're doing.
It's genuinely a great prize.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who's been on the Disney Dream, it's an amazing, amazing ship, and I think it'll be really cool to do that.
Totally. And they're going to be giving away smaller prizes at the tournaments themselves. So
I think the winner of each league gets a starter set, a 3.0.
Cool. So the next item up, or do you have anything else you want to mention about that, Jason?
No.
Okay.
Just that I probably won't be there, and that sucks.
We're in support of it. Too bad they're not taking this ship to Australia, because then you can just jump on board. All right, Jason, we talked at length about what we think the release date for Disney Infinity 3.0 is going to be. There's been some recent speculation, and this actual news item is being brought up from Jason over at Infinity Inquirer, but it's actually a conversation that I was having with our friend Logan Lanou, who is on the podcast on occasion. And we were talking about this weekend, but Jason actually wrote up an article about it, and it's speculating that Disney Infinity will release in late August or early September. Pretty much the time frame that we've been discussing on the show. Not that we're claiming that by any means. It just kind of makes sense if you look at the history of the game. But what this speculation is coming from is that the PlayStation exclusive Limited Saga Edition includes the Rise Against the Empire playset as a timed exclusive. Well, that is being billed by a release, an early exclusive release of about a month, and since that playset is coming out on September 29th, that would lead people to believe that you're going to be getting the base game, the starter pack, a month before that. So last week of August or early September. My bet was August 23rd, Jason, and I know that's technically not a month, but I think it still kind of falls in that window. What do you think? Any thoughts on that?
No, I think that's it. Yeah,
totally. So cool. I don't know. Why do you think I was having a conversation with Logan this weekend when we were talking about this? Why do you think hasn't been a release date yet?
Because it's not done yet.
You think? Okay. I mean, the game hasn't gone gold, I don't think, because...
No, I think there's a ton of work still to do on it, to be honest, and I think they'll be crunching. Because don't forget, I mean, so this is literally, I mean, I don't know, best case scenario, they've only been working on it 12 months, solidly, you have to imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like what I think what happened was, as soon as 2.0 was gold, I think they just went, forget it, let's move on to 3.0. Clearly by the fact that we got next to no updates on 2.0 and the whole, release, it's still arguably not that in great state. So I think they just put all focus on 3.0. But when you look at all this footage we've seen over these past few weeks and stuff, there is so much to it. Mm-hmm. It ain't no simple, granular upgrade. This has been a huge overhaul, so much content, and to get all of that done in under 12 months or around 12 months, I think they'll be taking it to the absolute wire to get this thing complete. And I just don't think they're comfortable because QA and stuff like that is probably going to be working around the clock testing it. They probably just want to make sure there's absolutely no absolute game breaking bugs, because this has been the year of broken games being released. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Disney want that on their hands, so I think it's just safer not to announce the release date on the off chance that they do have to delay it.
Totally. Yep. I'd rather them be sure, right? Instead of people getting upset if there were a delay.
They honestly, they got slaughtered in 2.0 with the reviews of the playsets in 2.0. I don't think they want that same thing to happen again.
Yeah, but wasn't that more content instead of bugginess? I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's not about but the point is it was not a great launch. So you want a strong launch with this one. You don't want, if you can avoid having major bugs,
I see.
you do that at all costs. You don't release a broken game, because then the reviews are just going to say they've done 10 times better on the playsets, but the bad side is it's broken as heck and you can't finish it. So, you know what I mean? You just got to cross the T's and dot the I's this time to make sure for a strong launch, because this is sort of the comeback party for Disney Infinity.
Totally. Hey, that's fine with me, man. Like I said, we want it to be bug-free, especially with, the game isn't, I don't think the game's necessarily intended to be updated frequently. And we got a couple updates early on. We've probably gotten a few since then, but a few notable ones at the very beginning of the game's life cycle, based purely on items that were broken that really were high priority and needed to get fixed. So, hopefully this time it's a little less buggy. No game's perfect ever, but we want it to be as perfect as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Let's get on to a little bit more E3 info, some E3 info that we didn't have last week because we had a podcast on Tuesday, which was the first day of the actual show floor being open. So the first thing we wanted to discuss tonight, this article is coming at you from DisneyKingdom.com, is... I brought up the wrong article. Sorry, everyone. I have to change camera slightly differently now. So, that is why you are seeing our logo. Cool. All right, here we go.
The logo you gave me a hard time about. All right, so they did some really cool things at E3 for the community. And so the thing about E3 is a... primarily, this year it was open up to the public a little bit, but primarily an industry event, a video game industry event. And they showcased what makes Disney Infinity so great in the Disney Infinity booth. So the first piece of that we're going to discuss tonight is the showing off of these community-built toy boxes. It's a gallery of some of the best toy boxes released, and who knows how they did the criteria for this, but the first one here, I already recognize it as Ear Daddy 3's, well, that's a different one there, but Splash Mountain, or Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So here we have Indoor Race, created by the theme park dude. We also have Matterhorn Bobsled experienced by the one and only Baroness, who's in the chat. Moving on down, we have Happiest Toy Box That Ever Sailed. We have CC Runner, who's also in the toy box, and Model Train Man, so that's really cool. Then we have Baymax Flight, which is Broxy. So the cool thing about this is just a variety of different toy boxes. Here's that Big Thunder Mountain Railroad by Ear Daddy 3 I was telling you about, Jason. And just more of what the wall looks like. And I don't know, this is cool. We've discussed on the show how much we like Disney Infinity artwork, and when these are printed out, I would call it exactly that, artwork, limited on some Disney Infinity art of its own. But I just think this is a really cool way to honor the community. It's not something that is too out there. It's speaking to the industry really, but really discussing or showing off one of the main pillars of the game, and that's community-created content. And I think that's just really cool. Congrats to everyone who has a toy box on that wall. That's awesome. You deserve that recognition. Jason, what do you think of this? You think it's kind of cool?
Definitely. But where's my animated pirate? That should have been over the arch, 60-inch TV, animated talking pirate skull.
Just constantly narrating something from the toy box, huh?
Absolutely. Dead Men Tells No Tales, a warning not to leak anything that they said shouldn't have been leaked. That's what should have been happening. But yeah, totally. And kudos to whoever actually captured those frames, because they really made them look impressive. You look at that and it's like, wow, that's really cool. I mean, obviously most of the credit needs to go to the toy box artists for that, but I just think that the angle that was particularly captured made the Disney Infinity engine and style really sing.
Yeah, totally. It totally looked like promotional artwork for the game. Like any of their,
It did.
Star Wars
Totally.
stuff, or yeah. Yep.
I would have liked to have seen them in person. Hopefully the artists get those sent to them at the end.
Tesla Blitz is saying the wall of Jason Haynes toy boxes. Except, you know what? I just had an idea. Instead of not discussing leaks in your pirate, it's actually going to just be speaking all of your Disney Infinity rants. So it's going to be Jason's voice from the podcast just speaking rants.
I prefer to think of them as heated words of wisdom.
Oh, potato. Cool. Well, that was the first kind of honoring they did at the show. Let's bring up this last piece, which is also really, really cool. This is also from E3, and DisKingdom.com is where the article is at. So they not only paid tribute to Toy Box artists, but they also paid tribute to the Toy Box mentors. I actually was talking to Papa Echo today, telling him how cool I thought this was, and he hadn't even seen. He had heard about this, but he hadn't gotten any good pictures from the show floor about this, and so I made sure to send him the leak. So there we have our friend Jose at the top. After him we have Tyler. We have Patrick, Papa Echo. The cool thing about these images, for those that don't know, these 8-bit images were created by Tyler, so he actually made them for the team. He made each one of the team members. Then we have Quinn, our buddy Quinn. There's Stuart, Crazy by Nick. So, and then you can see this is what it looked like on the wall, and so you can see it has bios with each of their pictures, telling them a little bit about themselves and I believe the history of how they became part of the team. And so this is just something really cool. These guys really deserve this recognition. I mean, they are there because of what they accomplished in the Toy Box, and now they are a direct conduit from the community to the game, since they are now game makers. Jason, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, love it. It's a great story. It's a great.
Mm-hmm.
Having an opportunity like that to become effectively game developers on a full-time basis is a really cool story, and they're all really great people. We all know them personally, and hopefully we can get them on Disney Infinity TV a bit more often after the launch of 3.0, I'm sure.
That is the plan. We are in the works to getting them on more frequent, that's for sure. So kudos to those guys. That's really cool. They are part of the industry now, and the fact that Disney Infinity is kind of telling their story is something that's really neat. All right, Jason, let's move on with the last news story of the week. Toy Box TV Live recap. It's kind of an interesting one this week. I'm not going to bring it up on screen just because there's not really too much to show, but did want to mention a few things that are good topics of conversation. Jason, this was an interesting Toy Box TV Live because you could tell everyone was just hanging on by a thread from the pandemonium known as E3. I felt so bad for everyone. You could see and hear JV multiple times yawning just because he's been run ragged. But it was still a great Toy Box TV Live nonetheless. The first thing that we've had a lot of feedback coming to us after last week's show and after the announcement last week was actually the exclusive Sony deal that's happening again this year. And I guess Disney approached both Microsoft and Nintendo for exclusive deals, and they didn't have anything available. So yeah, so Sony picked them up again, just renewed that partnership from last year. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jason?
No, it's nice to know that they approached the other people as well. So it's not just a total insider screw you Xbox people. That's just the way it went down. So,
yep.
Yay me! I've got a PS4.
Well, and the great thing about this time is that PlayStation owners aren't getting anything that the other console owners aren't getting. There's no exclusive base this time. It's all timed exclusive. And my personal opinion is if you're going to do something like that, that's the way to do it, because it doesn't negatively affect anyone. It just means you got to have a little more patience than you may otherwise.
And it'll come out once the game's actually out, but I'm betting that you buy this PS4 exclusive thing and then trade the game straight back in for credit to buy the Xbox one.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're not going to be too much out of pocket.
Yeah. That's a good point.
If you desperately want to play that playset, if you weren't one of the lucky ones to get it already,
Yeah.
from E3, then there's going to be ways around it. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure Jason Inquiries will be all over that little hack when the game actually comes out.
What hack?
The hack of buying it and then
Oh yeah,
chucking
yeah,
it straight
yeah,
back
yeah.
in.
He's always telling them about the best deals of the week. So yeah,
Exactly.
totally. That's a good point. Jason, this is us requesting it if you weren't planning it before. So we want to see that the most ideal way of non-Sony owners, PlayStation 3 or 4 owners, getting this things early at the minimal cost.
Yeah.
Jason, how about Darth Vader?
What about Darth Vader?
I was thrilled. I thought he looked amazing in the game. They showed him off in the figure form and then in the game, and some interesting tidbits. One right now, it's still in discussion, which also lends to your statements about the game not being done. Is that right now he doesn't run. He only walks, and that's
But
something.
it's a cool walk.
It is a cool walk. It very much so is. So I guess LucasArts doesn't want, or Lucasfilm doesn't want Darth Vader to walk because he's a menacing character. That his presence alone, even by walking, is good enough. Walk, not run. I mean,
And I completely agree. I think he should be slow but up his power level. So he's a powerful heavy hitter, but he's not fast. I just totally think that's the way to go about it.
you know, it was an interesting conversation to hear because games are constantly having to balance style or realism versus enjoyment. Even if you look at the most sophisticated simulators that exist, flight sims, racing sims, there's still a little bit of give and take where you don't want to sacrifice fun for realism, or in this case, I don't know if you want to sacrifice fun possibly for authenticity. And I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong in this scenario, but it's interesting that they're having this conversation and that there's definitely selling points for each side.
Yeah.
Cool. They also talked about Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Jason, cannot fly in the playsets, but he can within the toy box. In the playsets, he kind of has a booster jump pack like Buzz Lightyear did in the Toy Story playset. This doesn't bother me. I don't know what you think, Jason. It's gameplay specific, right? He would probably be overpowered if he could fly in all dimensions.
Boba Fett's my front runner for my new primary toy box builder.
Hell yeah!
He may dethrone Maleficent. We have to.
How is that?
I don't know. I just think he's got the whole package there. He's got the flight. He's got the ranged attack. It looks like he's got a good short range attack. Like, I think it could be a great thing. And I just love the animation. Like, they've nailed the animation of when the jetpack kicks in. It's got that sort of, you know what it is. Like, just that awesome takeoff. I think it'd be really cool to just be building and then hit the jetpack and off you go. I think it's cool.
Yep. Well, we've discussed at length on multiple shows that flying characters are the best toy box builders because that mobility is very helpful. This is something that's really cool. We've talked a lot also about combat in the game and how fun it is and amazing it is. Pirate was on a couple weeks ago. The week before that, Sheriff Woody from the forums was on. Lucasfilm has stated during the development of this game that the lightsaber combat is the best ever seen in a video game. That's pretty remarkable. I mean, especially when you think about, I was thinking about it earlier today, the Batman style Jedi game. Oh, you know what it is. I'm sure you played it. It's not that old. It's a couple years old.
Not Force Awakens?
Force Awakens.
No, that's a new movie.
Oh yeah,
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Yep, and the sequel, which was pretty much nothing but an action game with lightsaber combat. And so, if Lucasfilm is saying that this game has the best they've ever seen, that's pretty awesome.
Well, our next guest in the roundtable, Luke from Maxi Geek, will be able to hopefully give us some more intel on the lightsaber combat as he went hands-on at E3. So, looking forward to hearing from him on that.
Great. He can tell us if it's better than The Force Awakens. Or Unleashed. I mean,
Unleashed.
Oh, too funny. All these Force dash names. Cool. Yeah, so we will wait for Luke's thoughts on that. Jason, last bit of news. This is kind of some sad news, but it's retailer timed exclusive, so these aren't exclusives. At first I thought they were exclusives, but pretty much every retailer under the sun, at least here in the States, is having this. Jason, I'm hoping that you are going to be immune to this, and those in the UK are going to be immune. I doubt
Australia
Canadians
is.
are. Yeah.
No exclusives over here as far as it's been announced. So good o us.
Yes, you're lucky there. You pay a premium for all your stuff, so the last thing you want is a timed exclusive. I'll just run down this list real quick. So Best Buy is going to be getting Mulan, Target's getting Sabine, Walmart is getting Kanan, GameStop is getting Zeb, Toys R Us is getting Ezra, and then Amazon is getting Fear. I just think it's funny that all the Rebel figures are timed exclusives. So a whole lot of driving around.
So stupid.
I don't get it.
No.
But whatever. It is what it is.
It's just why you're dizzy to get free marketing. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because they all have to market that they got this exclusive figure, and so that's just going to be free advertising for them. So, whatever. If you have to give them incentives to do such, then that's fine. But it really is. I feel for you all having to, run around and do all that. Although, so at least that is a timed exclusive to those. So if you don't want to bother fighting that fight, and let's face it, at this point we're not expecting it to be amiibo type rushes on these things. So if you can wait that little bit longer, you can probably pick them up a heck of a lot cheaper later in the life cycle of the game.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to wait for those figures and then wait for figure sales, which we all know is inevitable.
Particularly when we know, particularly in the Inside Out place, that you don't even need all the figures to complete it. Like, you can play as all the figures. So, unless you're a diehard fan, it's probably worth just waiting for those sales. Those inevitable sales.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, speaking of which, Jason, have you watched the season premiere of Rebels yet?
I have seen it.
I've only seen about half. Is it good?
Have you seen the Vader scene though? Like, oh my gosh, Vader is turned up to 11 in this show. It's amazing.
I don't know. I saw him early in the episode. I don't know if he comes back further. No spoilers, but I have seen a little bit of him, and he's pretty phenomenal.
There's a particular scene in this episode that you're just like, heck yes. Like,
I'm going to finish watching it after tonight's podcast, so then you and I can chat about it, and we can chat about it with our listeners on Twitter. Well, cool, Jason. That's going to wrap up the news section of this week. Do you have anything else you want to mention before we get Luke on here for a roundtable?
No, not off the top of my head. It's been a stressful day.
Yes. Do you have you have your shirt? Do you want to tell people? I don't remember if we were live or not, but that's a shirt directly from E3, which is pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. And I got my figure off my good unnamed friend.
There you go. That's what I wanted to see.
So I'm going to get in the photography studio this week and hopefully get some really cool shots of these. So you can get back into my photo groove so that as the other figures start to arrive, I can start producing some really cool shots. So look forward to those. Make sure you liked our Facebook page, because that's where I'll be posting them most likely, on the Facebook fan page for Disney Infinity TV.
And then Lim will be taking them from there and putting them on Instagram as well, just in case. Well, all right, Jason, that's going to wrap up the news this week. Do have one last thing to mention here before we let everyone go. We want to mention something called Gamerosity. Just bringing it up here. And this is actually something that it's kind of cool. And we want to mention it because we have such a good group here. So first, the thing I want to mention is what Gamerosity is.
Gamerosity is this organization that helps kids with cancer, and what you do is you can go to these heroes, which are the kids, and you can buy stuff from them, or not from them, but you can buy stuff that contributes to their campaign. You can buy T-shirts, you can buy patches. Really kind of a neat thing. So it's not, it is kind of a donation, but you're actually getting something in return, which is which is really kind of cool. Team member, our social media expert Lim, sadly has a family member who is going through some stuff and has a Gamerosity page, and that's Silas here, and so the campaigns eventually, I think it does other things, but it eventually goes to an iPad just to give to these kids and keep their minds off of what they're going through and distract them a little bit, and they can play games, they can read books, they can watch movies on that. So we wanted to mention Silas's hero page here, and for anyone who might have the means, check out this page. It's gamerosity.com/heroes/Silas Wiley, and that's SILAS-WILLEY. We will post this link in the show notes, and if you have the means to donate, and you can, like I said, you can get patch or stuff. It's gonna help a hero out, and whenever you can do that, that's always a good thing. And if you have any questions about this, reach out to us on our Twitter, or reach out to Bad Gamer Official on Twitter as well. So. All right, Jason, that's going to wrap
up this week's episode. Appreciate you coming on, as always. If you're watching us live, stay tuned. We are going to jump right into the roundtable with Maxi Geek, aka Luke. So stay tuned for that. Everyone, we really appreciate you joining us this week, and we'll be back next week, just continuing the news as it happens. But until then, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.